It's good there's no such thing as smell-o-vision. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Brian.
And I'm Shauna.
We are Lyf Uninterrupted.
We quit our corporate jobs, sold our home and everything in it, moved into our RV full-time, and now we travel the U.S.
We're having a little bit of fun with the smell-o-vision thing. It is week 2 plus 15 days or so of our 30-day boondocking challenge here in Quartzsite, Arizona. Also, you'll want to stick around to the end of the video. We're going to talk about expenses and how much all of this 15-day boondocking extravaganza cost us.
I like that. We're going to do a review on our water, propane, our wastewater, food. We're going to provide some hacks. We're going to just briefly touch on our expenses thus far, talk about trash, battery life, and our Wi-Fi.
On our way to Quartzsite, we filled up our tanks. We have 72 gallons of fresh water. We filled up, and it was about 10 days in or so, we took our 35-gallon water bladder that we put down in the back of our Jeep, and we'll do a little snippet here of that, of how all that works. We took that water bladder into a local RV park, filled that up with about 30 gallons of water, brought it back to the rig, pumped it in. Our rig doesn't have a gravity fill for the water. It has to actually be pumped in with a garden hose connected to it. In this case, what we did is, instead of carrying a bunch of those 5 and 6 gallon water cans, the jerry cans you see a lot of people carry, we opted for a 35-gallon water bladder. So as you can see, it fits in the back of the Jeep very nicely. It's got 2 points, a drain point and a fill point. This is where you fill it on this end, and this is where you attach a garden hose to draw it out using this 12-volt pump. It's pretty nice. It can plug into the back of the Jeep here, the 12-volt source, or it can connect directly to the battery bank. And garden hose would connect to here, obviously, and then this would run out to the rig and pump water. And speaking of water, that goes into the next topic, and that is our black and gray water situation. Many of you know we have a composting toilet, so we no longer have a black tank. I combined those 2 tanks, a gray and a black tank, as one large gray tank. It's about 100 gallons now. And a quick snippet here of how I did that. Well, we talked earlier about how we've combined our gray and black tanks with the addition of our composting toilet. We no longer need that black tank. So it is time to equalize the tanks. So there you can see our gray water is full, or just about full. Here we are in the wet bay, and as I said earlier, we no longer use our black tank for sewage, so we combined the gray tank and the black tank. And the way I did that is I added this third 3-inch gate valve, and it's pretty simple. It just, in our case, I had to buy a little extension. You can see I had to buy this clear extension here to get this gate valve out far enough so that it would operate properly. So how I equalize the 2 tanks is I'll keep this gate valve closed, as I'm not going to be draining any gray water out. So I just pull the gray water valve, and you can hear it kind of gurgle. And then I'll pull the black valve, and then you can just hear that physically rush in between the 2 tanks. And that's really it. And so then it gives us, obviously much more capacity. So this now is probably at maybe a third full, and then the black tank is probably at a third full too. All right, I'm back inside. We'll take a look at the control panel here, and you can see that now the gray tank is actually a little less than a third full, and the black tank is reading a third full. And anyone who has these tanks and sensor systems knows that they're not entirely accurate. But anyway, that's how you do that equalization of gray and black tanks. And by increasing that gray water capacity really has allowed us to boondock for this long. And having the composting toilet, we're not flushing that fresh water or even gray water for that matter into our toilet to flush the contents down. So super great, at least for us, to have that extra fresh water and gray water capacity.
Yeah, I think that really gives us a leg up, having the composting toilet. It has been pretty chilly here during the night, and one of the things that we've used quite a bit of has been our propane. Do you want to talk about that one?
We have an onboard propane tank that is 14 gallons. And I don't like to use that when we're out boondocking, at least as little as possible. So in our situation, we have a external 5-gallon barbecue propane tank like you can buy anywhere. I did plumb in a line that goes from the tank into the hard line for the rig. So now we can just go fill that 5-gallon propane tank up as it empties and not use all of our onboard propane, because if you use all your onboard propane, then you have to break camp, go fill, and then come back. So that's no fun. So that 5-gallon tank really comes in handy.
Right.
We've had to refill that twice, and that's been I think about $20, $21 worth of propane in the last 15 or 16 days. So I'm using about a gallon per day.
And that was something that we thought we were going to be challenged, or we were going to have a tough time finding, and that was places to get propane. We were wondering whether there was a truck that would come by, because we are out here in BLM land. We are pretty remote, but that has not been the problem at all. In Quartzsite, they have several locations where you can get propane filled up, and it was about $2.29,
$2.30, $2.25, somewhere around there per gallon. So pretty reasonable.
Yeah, propane is plentiful here, no problem.
Since we're boondocking, we really take advantage of the solar energy here in the Southwest. It's been sunny pretty much every day. We have 400 watts of solar on top, not a lot, but we only really take our batteries down to about 70% or so. We have the 4 Battleborn 100 amp hour lithium batteries. They've been performing really well. I think one time we got the batteries down fairly low, so I had to crank the generator up. And I think we're down around 20 or 30%, something like that. So crank the generator up, let it run, charge the batteries back up, no problem. But definitely the Battleborn have been serving us well out here for these last 15 days or so.
Yes, and the weather has been beautiful. I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 days where we had overcast skies or even rain. So that's been a huge, huge advantage for us.
Yeah, so the solar energy is great. Now, if we were somewhere where it was overcast for a number of days, you know, 400 watts of solar is really not going to cut it for multiple days of overcast weather. We would have to run the generator a lot more, but out here, sunny, like you can see, it's perfect. So
it's beautiful. One thing that's been a bit challenging for us is trying to determine where to dump our trash. We're out here in BLM land, and there are no dumpsters or trash bins around, so what we've had to do is go into town and find some trash bins or dumpsters that we can use that don't have any restrictions on them. Now, if you're staying in, let's say, long-term visitor areas, the LTVA, which is La Posa, East, West, South, and I think it's Tyson Wells. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, they offer a dumpster for you to use, but other than that, you're kind of on your own. So the other area of challenge has been our Wi-Fi. And I know it's not just Brian and I, but it's been a complaint for a lot of folks that have been staying out here at Quartzsite.
Yeah, it's been abysmal. Having several 100,000 rigs in the area. I think there's one tower, 1 or 2 towers, not many. And to make it even more challenging, we're 6.5 miles from the nearest tower. So combine that with a little mountain range there that helps obscure the signal, and everyone else, all the traffic that's on the towers. It was not fun there for the first several days. No. Now that most of the people have cleared out, our cellular is certainly much better, both on the cellular router and on our cell phones that we use for a hotspot. So I have the cellular router with the booster, and then I have a standalone WeBoost cell phone cradle booster that you see. I'll put a link to that down below. It does pretty good. It gives us out here usually 1 bar, sometimes 2, but most of the time 1 extra bar, which can mean all the difference for us. Yes.
In fact, our first video that we produced out here, we had to set our alarm and get up at 1 a.m. in the morning to get that thing uploaded. How long did it take?
It took about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
It was an early morning. Yeah, but you got to do what you got to do.
Had some early morning coffee. And
one of our favorite topics, and you would know this from previous videos, is food and how we prepared to survive our 30 days of boondocking without having to go to the grocery store constantly or eating out. We did eat out a couple of times. Yeah,
we did a couple of times. I mean, groups of people got together. We had a huge group here, many rigs, and lots of people from out of town, California. Our son came in from the Phoenix area, so we'd had to go out and have, we had pizza one night, 2 nights actually, pizza and Mexican food one night.
Yes, we did, and I think that was about it, other than at Beer Bellies, you know, going out to Beer Bellies. But we prepared in advance, knowing that we wanted to save money in this area, so we cooked ahead using our Instant Pot. We have a 6-quart Instant Pot, and so that does make quite a large meal for us. We'll eat half of that, put the rest in the freezer, so we've been really doing well on our food budget. Where we are in Quartzsite, we're about 6 miles from the center of town, and they do have multiple restaurants here, grocery stores. In fact, I think they have 3 grocery stores, convenience stores.
It's pricey though. It's small town prices, and I think they kind of maybe raise the prices up during the time when there are hundreds of thousands of people in the town. Probably costs them more to get it in on a consistent basis. So, but anyway, there are 3 other towns close. There's Blythe, California to the west, Parker, Arizona to the north, and then Yuma to the south of us. Yuma's about an hour-ish away. Parker and Blythe are 30 or 40 miles, so close to an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So they have bigger stores and things like that, which would probably be a little bit cheaper, but then you're paying for gas to go all that way. But,
yes, that's true.
you know, anyway.
Some of the ways that we prepare to be able to boondock for as long as we have, and to make it for the full 30 days, to be able to save water as well as to save on our waste, the gray tank and the black tank, yes, is we use paper products. So I brought a few things.
Paper/plastic.
Right, exactly. We use paper plates almost exclusively. Paper or styrofoam bowls, of course paper cups, and then paper utensils. It definitely helps us to save on the water. Yes, did I say paper utensils?
Plastic utensils.
Well, that would be interesting if they made paper utensils, wouldn't it? Yeah, they do make paper straws. I don't like paper straws. They fall apart on me. Anywho, the other thing that we do to save water is we purchase these gallon jugs, and there are places around Quartzsite where you can fill these up for $1, and we use these for brushing our teeth, just if we wanted water to drink, for your coffee.
You know, normally we don't drink bottled water because they do have a very good filtration system in the rig. They got 3 filters that go into the rig, and then the one drinking fountain filter underneath the sink provides us really good fresh drinking water. So normally we don't have to worry about drinking water.
Right. Speaking of water, something that we do to help conserve it is refrain from showering.
Or taking long showers when we do shower. We take Navy showers, as they call them, once every 4th day. So
yeah, approximately.
Take a shower, skip 2 days, and then take another shower. In between, we do clean.
Yes, we do.
Much like you would have yourself cleaned if you were in the hospital taking a sponge bath and things like that. It's perfectly fine. Yes. Keeps us fresh and spiffy. And when we do take showers, the shower head that we have, it's Oxygenix shower head. I'll put a link to that in the description. It's 2 gallons per minute, and I estimate my showers usually take me, and it has an on-off valve too, which is also important. So when you wet yourself down, soap up, I start with my shampoo and then soap up my body and then spray myself off. So I probably only use, I would be surprised if I used 2 or 3 gallons of water. It's really that quick for me. Yeah, not so fast for me. And women with longer hair and things, it takes a little bit longer to shave and all those kinds of things. So I would imagine each day we shower, it's probably close to 10 gallons of water. Yeah. Would be my guess, or a little bit less. What we use, again, to save water and to stay clean, as Brian mentioned, are these adult size wipes, and they're pretty large. These are 12.5 by 7.5 inches, so they are larger than a baby wipe, and you can find these types of wipes at Costco, Amazon. You can find them in drugstores as well as the grocery store in the bladder control section. But these are larger wipes. We use these all over. We can use them all over our body. You use what, like 4 of these? I use 4. Did you say? Yeah, I kind of clean my body in quadrants, so I use 4. Ooh, nice. Yeah. In quadrants, I like that. I probably use 2 or 3. They smell really nice, and as Brian mentioned, this is what they use in hospitals, nursing homes, camping, hiking.
And again, you can find these online on Amazon. I will mention to you that you'll find some of these and they're probably just a little larger, but they're specific to camping, hiking, that type of thing, backpacking. You're going to pay more for those, and they're really just the same type of wipe. There's nothing much more different other than they might be just slightly larger.
I think I've seen some of the, the hiker, backpacker specific ones. I mean, they're larger. They're much larger than this, probably twice the size.
Yes.
I think I've seen them for like $35 a pack, and
that's expensive.
4 or 6 in a package, something like that.
Yeah.
This, let's see, what do you get? You get 50 wipes.
Here's about the size of it. So it's almost twice a regular baby wipe.
Right. And I use, as I said, I use 4 of those to clean myself.
Yes.
And it works fine.
Yes, they absolutely do. So there's no reason not to be clean. If you happen to see us on day 3, don't worry about it. We're going to smell nice. Something else that we use just for general cleanup to save water are baby wipes. Baby wipes we have found are cheaper than or less expensive than those flushable wipes that you can find in the toilet paper section. So we buy these, they're sturdier. We use these to wipe our hands, to wash our feet, because our feet can get pretty dirty, especially when we're out camping. You can wash your face.
Just a quick cleanup thing, if you don't want to take the time to use these on your entire body, but you could. You absolutely could. And these smell nice as well. Brian uses them on his armpits all the time. Let's see, the other thing that I use, makeup remover cloths. I prefer to use these instead of the baby wipes on my face because these are much better about getting makeup off. I use these twice a day. These happen to be Neutrogena, but you can get any type. There are tons of these out there. These are about the size of a baby wipe as well. Yeah, I use them too on my face.
Yeah.
If you don't like the idea of using baby wipes to clean your hands, one sure way to save a ton of water is to turn the faucet on just a trickle like this. Use just a little bit of soap, and then that does a fine job of washing up your hands.
3 additional ways that we keep clean and save water. I do have a 4th one. So the hair, the hair can get a little sketchy, a little greasy. So we have what's called dry shampoo. I know many of you have heard of this. Probably many of you use it. And there are tons of different brands. This happens to be Tresemme. Day 2, spray it in your hair. Kind of massage it around. Maybe take a brush and your hair is good as new. It smells fresh. It's light again. You've also used something else besides dry shampoo, or of something else.
Well, I have heard that people use baby powder, either scented or unscented baby powder. Kind of does the same thing. This is just in a spray aerosol form, a little more expensive, and not a lot in there, 4.5 ounces or so, whereas a bottle of baby powder would last a lot longer, and that does work.
It does.
So if you want to try that, give it a go.
I would say
just don't use too much.
Yeah, really. You don't want to
be gray like me.
You don't want to walk around with this glob of white in your hair. So anyhow, these are some hacks that we wanted to share with you. We use these, actually, even when we aren't boondocking, we use these just to help supplement and to stay fresh and lovely.
Now on to the all-important expenses and what it's cost us for the 15 days or so that we have spent boondocking here in Quartzsite. Hasn't cost us a lot, really.
It has. In fact, I was going to do a spreadsheet, but I don't think we even need to do that yet.
All right, so propane. We filled up the 5-gallon propane tank twice. That cost us about $11 each time, so say $22, $23, including tax. For water, we went and filled up the 35-gallon bladder one time, and that cost us a total of $6. We did drive to Parker to check out some of the scenery down there and the off-road races that were going on one day, and we did fill up with fuel there. That cost us about $40, but we would have done that anyway, so that's really not a boondocking expense. And what else?
That's all I can think of. At the end of our 30 days of boondocking, we will itemize each one of our expenses so you can see exactly what it cost us.
Hopefully it's not going to be too much.
No, I don't think so.
Certainly less than some of our previous months of living.
Yes. And one of the things that we committed to for this year was to slow down and to watch our expenses. This has really, really helped us out to be able to do this.
Right. And once we leave Quartzsite, we're going to go to Parker, Havasu area for another 2 weeks or so, which will then further reduce our costs.
Definitely. And I'm having a ball. I don't know about you. I would assume you are. but it's just so quiet, so peaceful. We've been so productive, and we wake up in the morning and the sun's coming up on the mountain and it sets in the mountains in the evening. It has been wonderful out here.
And no packs of coyote running around. They're not close to the camp.
No.
You can hear them out there in the brush, yipping and hollering and playing, whatever coyotes do.
Yes. And there are still quite a number of people out here. If I had to estimate, I would think it's still probably in the thousands.
Yeah.
But no one is on top of each other right now. You have plenty of space to spread out, whether you're on the north, south, east, or west side of Quartzsite.
And that's really the way it's going to remain until the areas close in April. I think end of April, and then people disperse because it's just too hot out here then, and then they go to the northern parts of the state or back to their home states, wherever.
Right. All in all, things are going very well in these first 2 weeks of boondocking. Looking forward to week 3 and week 4 and how things are going, which I'm sure we're not going to have any problems, but we look forward to updating you.
Absolutely. So if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Hit the notification bell somewhere, wherever that's at, so that you're notified when our next video comes out.
And we would love to have you join our Lou crew.
Until next time.
We'll see ya. Are you about ready?
Oh, where am I?
No, I don't know. Can you see yourself?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, are you about ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Oh, your mother.
Your father.
I love you from the bottom of my face.
I don't know. What was that? What's that from?
I love you from the bottom of my face.
What's that from?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. All right, we're heading out to scout a location for this video. All right, remember we gotta figure out the wind flow. And, okay, real quick, let's do a check. Lavaliers.
Got them.
Extra battery.
Big rig got it. Extra batteries got it.
How about card?
Done.
Card is empty.
We're good.
Okay, we're gonna grab some chairs. Let's grab some chairs. Did you get your water?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my tea.
Oh, I see your tea is on the counter up here.
Well, I don't have my tea, but I have
All right, unfortunately, I can't grab it. I got my own hands full. Hey guys, this video we're gonna actually have props, show and tell. Kind of excited about that.
Okay.
And then I went over like that. Sniffed you.
Okay. 3, 2. Well, there's a good thing. There's no such. Nope.
No. And then we're rolling the video, right?
Yeah.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay. And you were just going to kick off with the solar and
All right. Since we're boondocking.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Because I wasn't ready. Okay.
3, 2.
So it's been a little challenging for us to. I'm rambling. Okay, let's start this over, shall we? All right.
That's what we did last time.
So, let me get my hacks out.
Okay, time for show and tell.
I'm not ready.
You know, those of you
Not ready.
Take it.
Do me a favor. Do a big smile on your face. Just make one. Just make one. There you go. See now. Okay, hold on. Hold, please. There's a top.